You are in charge of preparing Michelin standard food in the restaurant simulator, Chef Life. It is both a steep learning curve and an immersive experience when restaurant management and cooking are combined. You can keep yourself engrossed in the game for hours if you can balance both aspects of the business. It's challenging to open your own restaurant because it involves more than just cooking. You must create a menu, hire staff, and buy food items. Being the proprietor of a brand new restaurant in Chef Life, a restaurant simulator puts you in the driver's seat. The menu, the food served, and the planning for the following day are all your responsibility. As each step requires effort and care, there are many things that can go wrong if you are not paying attention. As you bumble through the early stages of the business, smooth operations won't happen right away. You can find a fun experience that immerses you in the restaurant industry if you are prepared to practice and persevere, though. Similar to professional chefs who depend on their restaurant's success for their livelihood, you could easily spend hours perfecting the procedure. PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Chef Life, a restaurant simulator will all have it. A new restaurant opens. As an aspiring restaurant owner, you are introduced to the game. Your new restaurant is getting the last-minute finishing touches as you and a friend prepare for its opening the following day. There are many obstacles in your path to opening the restaurant of your dreams, but this is the first step. The story is not particularly noteworthy or extraordinary. Other cooking, restaurant simulation games, like Cooking Simulator, are comparable to this one. Although you as the owner can choose your own path, it doesn't necessarily make for an interesting story. You are an entrepreneur attempting to grow your company when the doors open and business starts. Since the emphasis is on the gameplay experience, having a generic story is not necessarily bad for a simulation game. However, it does seem as though there may be room for a distinct story beat with the addition of the Michelin Guide. It feels like a major miss that it isn't investigated more. Then again, managing a restaurant is challenging enough as it is, so don't worry about its future just yet. The story is in your hands if you are an owner who is responsible for the expansion of the company. With simulation games, you are frequently led down one path, but Chef Life, a restaurant simulator, deviates from the norm in some ways. The direction of the company and your experiences will depend on your ambition. The initial emphasis is on becoming familiar with the restaurant industry, and the final focus will depend on your future goals. Nothing out of the ordinary or fanciful is present. Just like a real-life chef, you are thrust into the restaurant industry and exposed to the drive for success. Playing a cooking game. The combination of cooking and restaurant management is Chef Life, a restaurant simulator's main draw. Similar to Overcooked, other cooking games concentrate solely on the cooking aspect while offering a variety of gameplay options. Realistic undertones are provided by the business aspects of running a restaurant. It's not an exact replica of running a real restaurant, but it's close enough to provide an immersive experience. Manage the presentation when cooking. Obtaining ingredients and setting up the stations are just two of the numerous steps involved in cooking a meal. You need to move items to the appropriate place or press buttons during each step. Your speed will decrease initially because it is not intuitive. If you are rushing through your cooking because it is crucial to get the food out on time, this can be frustrating. But since creating a dish of the highest caliber isn't easy, the frustration is all a part of the experience. It's no longer acceptable to load up on food and then head out. The presentation of foods is a significant component of Chef Life, a restaurant simulator. All dishes come with a standard presentation, but you can alter it once the food has finished cooking. You can create dishes however you like because you are in charge and feel professional. The way a dish is presented will have an impact on its final rating. This is not a simple throw-in mechanic. Despite being difficult, players find the challenge of mastering all aspects of cooking to be interesting. The ability to change a dish's appearance is fantastic if you like cooking simulators, especially since it has real value. It sounds exhausting to go through all the steps, but it's a great representation of what chefs in real life experience. The experience doesn't hide the fact that it's difficult to earn a Michelin star as a chef. It's simple to spend hours perfecting your cooking and plating techniques if you enjoy cooking. Customers who enjoy your dish will reward you, but you must quickly move on to the next one. Management, the business realities. In contrast to other restaurant simulations, this one emphasizes the management aspect of running a restaurant. As a result, you must make sure that you have the ingredients on hand to prepare dishes of a high caliber. You must simultaneously make sure you have enough money to cover other costs. This does not require you to go to an extreme or give up staff. However, you must take into account your menu, your financial situation, and the dishes you can cook. Dealing with the restrictions of your supplies is a fascinating viewpoint. You have to buy your own stock and work with it. We don't give you unlimited supplies. It's an interesting challenge to work with because you have to think like a chef and business owner. For a casual player, it can be difficult to balance the planning and inventiveness required. But if you persevere, the outcomes will be rewarding as you advance up the ladder. Michelin-style food, audio, and visuals. Chef Life, a restaurant simulator, has excellent food right from the start, with fine dining as a possible path. The food receives a lot of attention, and when everything is finished, it looks delectable. The individual items always maintain a professional appearance, even if you make your own changes to the overall design. The human characters and the machinery don't receive the same level of attention to detail, but everything still appears realistic. The sounds of cooking are predominant, with the music mostly in the background. When you prepare the food, there are realistic sounds even though you don't have the full reality of a professional kitchen. There are no unnecessary noises or distractions, and you do feel like you are cooking like a pro. The fact that sound effects are more audible than the music playing in your head shows how much attention is paid to food preparation. Summary: you're put in charge of managing your own restaurant in Chef Life, a restaurant simulator. You gain knowledge by doing everything by trial and error, from cooking to managing. It's not an easy balance, and you'll occasionally fall, just like in real life. The real fun, however, only emerges if you stick with it and learn from your mistakes. You can happily spend hours trying to get everything perfect if you enjoy cooking and running restaurants. Good immerses you in the life of a restaurant owner. Food preparation and design that are realistic accurately captures the difficulty of running a business. Bad, a new player might feel intimidated by difficulty. Generic restaurant simulation narrative. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and support my channel. Lesser than 3.